And they'll have to reset. They have to as they bring it forward. Good clearance from Salty. This could be Lancaster's overtime. This is what I was worried about at the start of this. I feel like the shorter overtimes suited Liverpool very much, as they did win very quickly. But I think the more that we see things go on, the more things stabilize, it's Lancaster's. Liverpool, as a team, they need to continue to make sure they're unsettling and unraveling the Lancaster team to make sure they're continuously getting chances throughout this overtime. Damel gets in the way. Benji will have to push it forward. They're giving time to Lancaster's structure in those moments where they step off. Just like that. Sea-Dog pushing it outfield. Zamel in the way, pushing it back. Again, Jay, blocked by Sea-Dog. That might have been in. Might not have been. Zamel can't. Gets in the way. Lancaster, they might find a way through here. No, Stocky off the backboard, making it clear that Liverpool will not be going down in this overtime.
Lancaster are going to be kicking themselves if they end up losing this. It looked like that shot was crossbar and in. At least that's my opinion, and it was saved by Sea-Dog. That one rolling all the way to the right-hand side. Stocky looking for a pinch and getting it. It's all the way into the Lancaster half now, and he's just giving it back to Stocky. Double commit from Liverpool. They've all found themselves in that corner. If Lancaster are able to break out here, this could spell disaster. Rowe crucially picking up that 100 boost, and the counter-attack fizzled out before it even really started for Lancaster as they find themselves on defense once more here. Benji trying to push forward for it. Zamel in a bit of an awkward spot, but has dealt with it well. Loses his flip there. And Salty taking over possession. Rowe realizing that he's got time, but not that much as Jay was challenging for it. Rowe now out of boost, picks up the 100 on the midline, but he's going to give up possession to Benji. 3 minutes 30 gone in this overtime. And I think I'm agreeing with what you're saying, that the longer this goes on, the longer it's going to favour Lancaster.
I wish it was that simple, because Liverpool, as I also said, if Liverpool continues to sort of have brief moments where they're able to unravel the Lancaster defence, they can make sure that Lancaster don't stay settled. They don't sort of start to rebuild, as quite honestly they have at the moment. Lancaster have looked great as Jay comes forward, flip reset, pass 2! 4:03, and Lancaster and Jay find a way through.
Yeah, what an inspired play from Jay. That slow little flip reset, and he gets it past not one but two of the defenders. That is pure ice in the veins there from Jay. MVP performance as well. Lancaster on match point.
Liverpool just couldn't quite keep Lancaster sort of hot under the collar. They couldn't quite keep the possession going long enough for Lancaster to sort of lose focus for that single moment that Liverpool needed. Lancaster, they just sort of kept doing enough on the defense, putting Liverpool under pressure so many times on offense. And Liverpool, during that moment, they gave Jay that space. They stepped off him. And as soon as Jay saw that, he thought, time to bring out the style, time to bring out the flip reset and put it away for Lancaster. They are one game away from making sure they are in the prize playoffs. Wow. What a series. And we've only seen 2 games of it.
Yeah, we have Lancaster as well. Very important, I feel, because it might not be... I think it's enough. If they win the series, I think that's it. They're in. But just for peace of mind, you would want to be winning it now. You do not want to lose another game. You do not want to drop down half a percentage point on your game win and maybe leapfrog by someone else that's had a particularly good night below you. So it would take a miracle, I think, if Lancaster were to win in Game 5 and not make the prize playoffs. But they're going to want to win it here. They are going to want to finish the job now. Liverpool... I would say they're still firmly in it, that we could quite easily see a Game 5 here because it has been so close. But that will remain to be seen.
I mean, they've gone from losing 6-2 to taking the team that beat them that way to 2 overtimes in a row.
Yeah.
This is still Liverpool's to take. I just want to see them be more consistent with their shots in front of net. Get a few more goals. Stop restricting yourself to just 2 goals. and hoping that will win the game. It won't. Stocky can't find a way through. Zamel is left to defend for himself on the back lines. Blocked out. Stocky out towards the side. Rowe will take control, but Benji will get in the way with a quick challenge. Drops down toward the center. Jay once again has time. This time is blocked. Can't quite get an aerial path through the Liverpool defense.
Oh no.
Salty. That is not quite the touch he would have wanted. And just about escaping, but still Liverpool coming forward, and Stocky in turn making his own mistake that Liverpool will get away with just about.
Yeah, Lancaster definitely survived a scary one there, as Salty, I think, was just trying to make a touch into the corner, as now Liverpool have managed to scramble one home, courtesy of Zamil, who picks the ball up on the left-hand side. Benji just caught completely unawares by it, couldn't get to the backboard in time to make the clear, and Zamil was just smothered it home for a Liverpool lead.
We'll kick off again. Stocky coming through off the kickoff, looking to try and get a way through early on the kickoff. Get a second. Stocky towards the backboard. Sea Dog will find the clearance out towards the midfield line. Jay looking for people to get rid of on the pitch. Rowe blocks it out. It's falling into the Lancaster half as on come Liverpool. Popped into the air. Small double commit from the players. Boost efficiency is so important at this level. We talked about it in early series. We talked about it in mid-series in the last game. But this time it's starting to rear its ugly head. Make sure you're doing every move, everything, as efficiently as possibly can. So when you get into that one situation where you need that extra 1 or 2 boosts, you can make sure you make the save. Each player will have that on their mind. Sea Dog going through the air, looking to spend that boost to find one equalizing goal. Is popped on the line and they'll make the save. Somehow that doesn't find a way through. I have no idea how. The Lancaster will have one almost taken away from the Liverpool. Pressurizing once again in the corner. Jay will have to find a clearance out to the midfield line. Rowe upfield. Can't find the clearance. To put things into context, something that I'm sure Orion would have loved to have said, Setu and Loughborough have booked their spot in the playoffs. And still, what is at the moment on the plate is if Liverpool win, it will be an absolute war for that final spot. And that equaliser could be vital for Lancaster to avoid it.
Yeah, it really could. Lancaster getting that equaliser. Liverpool put themselves in prime position to take us to a game 5. Seems that they always do better when they're coming from behind because they have not been able to hold on to that lead. And going to try and do their utmost to get it back, but Lancaster seemingly turning the tide now in the second half of game 4. Salty getting back to this one with a lovely pre-flip. Jay with the shot forces a double commit out of Liverpool, but it does result in a save. Benji now off the ceiling, uses that flip, but Stocky tracking that ball perfectly, was just able to scramble it to safety into the corner. All 3 have committed, as you say. Stocky just flopping about. Lancaster reluctant to send anyone for it as Liverpool regroup. Just seems like that dagger blow for Lancaster is missing at the crucial times.
He almost found it there, but can't find a way through. Bump almost helping out Liverpool. Here comes Rowe. Try and find a way past. Can't find a way past Benji. Stocky in the way. Zamel in the way. All of Liverpool in the way of Lancaster from moving on in this playoff bracket. And they find a way through with a little stroke of luck. Zamel absolutely dunked by the Salty Sea Dog.
Lancaster 49 seconds away from qualification, as we can now confirm, as you said, Loughborough and Setu making it through. So there is only 2 spots left, and Lancaster, they can taste 7th or 8th. They can absolutely get through, but are Liverpool going to break their hearts and force them into a game 5 here? Lancaster still pressuring, but Stocky now picks it up on that right-hand side. He's got 50 boost to work with as well. Does not get the block on Benji. It's starting to look like it's slipping through Liverpool's fingers. Lancaster just maintaining possession. It's Jay on the back line, though. Rowe with a double touch. Jay with the save! And that is a huge save from Jay. That could decide their fate here. 10 seconds left for Lancaster to hold on. Rowe intercepts. Jay with a touch over to that right-hand side. Benji with the touch, and I think that is going to hit the floor. Lancaster with that should qualify for the playoffs.
It has been sweaty. It has been hard fought, but Lancaster managed to find a way past Liverpool. Tough series for Liverpool. They will fall out and not be in with a chance in still an absolutely marathon of a tiebreaker for one last spot for Lancaster. They can finally get cozy. Welcome to the Championship 8, Lancaster University.
I don't know who is going to be joining them, though. We have one final spot, but I think that will be decided by that mammoth playoff that Sigmoid is talking about in our caster chat.
We're just going to wait on that, see if there's anything.
See if we get confirmation.
See if we get a confirmation. We should have the top 8 listed here in a moment. So I'm going to reset. I'm going to see if we can reset. But if you want just a quick summary before we wait for the final few results. Roehampton Esports Gold, top of the league. They have don't think they have dropped a game this entire Swiss. They will be through as the first seed. UEA Blue Jays, Warwick unresolved. Lincoln A, their last game will decide where they end up in terms of seeding. Loughborough Lions and Setu both booked their spot in this last spot. And Lancaster just now have also booked 7th place. So yes, 8th position is going to be absolutely mammoth.
We've got it.
Unless
we know who it is.
Unless there is one team that can decide it. And I'm pretty sure GM is absolutely screaming in Manchester, and I can hear him from here. Manchester Mermaids have just qualified for the top 8, and I believe that should be our Championship 8 in the prize playoff.
Yeah, that is huge for Manchester, a team that has been on the come up, on the rise for years now, and they didn't even have Kundrum tonight. Bear that in mind. Kundrum probably as good a player as Tarek, who can often be the difference maker for Manchester. So with a weakened roster, Manchester have made it into that top 8. So potentially a dark horse to look out for. We saw them earlier. I believe did they lose earlier? No, they won earlier.
They won earlier.
Yeah. So they have
game 5.
Just beaten. Oh, they've just lost to Warwick, but they still qualify, I think.
Well, yes. I'm sure we'll have the top 8 bracket to come up. But if you have somehow missed the previous 2 games and you want a summary of the action tonight, the University of Birmingham lost to Loughborough 3-1 in the opening contest of the stream. Manchester then beat Warwick B in a tough matchup, 3-2. An absolute roaring game 5 there. And just now, Lancaster booked their spot in the top 8 with a win against Liverpool, 3-1. We've just been told no tiebreakers. So with all the storylines we've been wanting to spout about this big mammoth tiebreaker of teams trying to get that final spot is broken because Manchester just overall has the best run out of every single team to book themselves that 8th spot.
And I think that is going to be all she wrote for the Swiss. But do join us in future weeks where we will have Roehampton, UEA, Warwick, Lincoln, Loughborough, Lancaster, Manchester, and Setu Esports in the final run all the way to the grand final in the playoffs. I have been Ryan this evening, and I have been joined by the wonderful RW Dragon behind the scenes, Hazza and Madge10, your producer and match referee, respectively. Love all round to everyone. Thank you very much for having us, and that will be it for tonight. And we will catch you at the same time next week So we will see you next Monday, 7 p.m. Better be there.
See you then.